What is going on, guys? Today we have another e-bike in which we will unbox, assemble and review. We are talking about the Kingbull Hunter 2.0. This is a $1,000 e-bike and it has a 750 watt motor. It is a 48 volt system. The battery has 15 amp hours of capacity, able to give you up to 55 miles in range. And also this one has a payload capacity of 400 pounds, which is more than sufficient for most people out there. Inside of the box here, we got some goodies like a tire inflator. We get the charger itself, which is nothing special. It is just a 2 amp charger that will charge in about 5 hours your battery. It comes with a lock. You do get the pedals. You have some zip ties. You have some ties for the rear rack, some reflectors, and some tools are included as well. This e-bike comes with Mozo front suspension. It is fully adjustable with 80 millimeters of travel. It comes with Zoom hydraulic brakes on the front and the rear, which is super rare to see on an e-bike of this magnitude. It has all-terrain tires, 26 inch by 4 inches. And as you guys can tell, the assembly, it is straightforward. All you have to do is install the handlebar. Then we have the front fender with the light. The front fender is held by 2 brackets, and these are size number 4. And like I said, it is very straightforward. We have done it many times in the past. Make sure that everything is nice and tight, especially here the front light, as they tend to loosen up with vibrations. Now we have this for protector. Also remove that pad separator, otherwise you're not going to be able to slide your front tire, especially the brake rotor. And this one has a quick release system, so we have done this many times in the past. As I said, nothing special. It is super easy to get on here, and as you guys can see, I did it with ease. So these are 26 inch by 4 inch all-terrain tires, and I don't think these are punctured proof, but they do the job quite well. I have seen them on other e-bikes. So right here we are just adjusting the front display. It is a very nice colorful one. We're going to be seeing that later. And here we are just mounting the rear rack. It comes with 4 number 4 Allen size screws that we have to assemble, and as you can see, it is again very easy to do. Then of course you're gonna have to hook up here in a minute the brackets that holds the fender on the rear, and these are it right here. These are also size number 4, and you can add a little bit of thread locker just so that they remain in place for a long time. Right here we can see the Zoom hydraulic brakes. And now we are installing the rear tail light, and these are size 8 nuts. As you guys can see, I have the wrench right here. Now zip tie the wires to the frame so that they're not dangling around and you run the risk of getting it tangled on your rim. Now we are doing the pedals. The right side is always going to be clockwise and the left side is going to be counterclockwise, and the tires have to be inflated to about 30 psi, guys, and this thing is really awesome. Pretty soon we're gonna see how this bike actually impressed me with the speed. It is locked and I found a way to unlock it. It doesn't have rear suspension, so this is the seat. You can always get a suspension seat post, but this one so far is doing the job well. We are aligning here the handlebar and the front tire, adjusting the brakes, and we are about done. Well, these are all of the controls for the bike. The first thing we have are the Zoom brakes. These are hydraulic brakes. We have the 2 levers. The right side is going to be for the rear brake and the left side is for the front brake. We have our power button and our very bright display, which is one of the brightest that I've seen in quite a while. Right now I'm wearing glasses. It is around 4 p.m. here in Florida, so the sun is still hitting hard, and I can see everything with details, and I'm pretty sure you guys can hear even through the camera. So we have the light button, we have the horn, we have the plus and minus to select certain settings on the bike. We have up to 5 pedal assist, and on here we have the 7-speed Shimano system with the twist throttle, and that's pretty much all we have on here, guys. Now we do have the P settings as well. I just want to let you guys know that there is a setting in which we're going to check right now, and that's going to be P08 right here. It has a passcode, so the passcode is 10 and then 10, and from here you can change the speed. I believe by default it comes to comes limited to 28 miles an hour. Now you guys later will see how fast we can actually go after unlocking the speed. So let's get at it. Well, as you guys probably know, the Kingbull Hunter 2.0 has a name symbolizing I guess hunting. I mean, hunter makes sense, but mainly this is a bike designed for mountains. Okay, it has a frame that very much looks like a mountain bike, but that helps a lot, especially with weight reduction, guys. I mean, this bike is not heavy at all, and it does have the power of a much stronger e-bike. So right here we have it on pedal assist number 1, and we're doing 9 miles an hour steadily. This is pedal assist 2, and some of these e-bikes, they have a very big gain between pedal assist. This one went from 9 miles to 14 miles, 14 and a half, so that's quite normal. This is pedal assist number 3, and this will take us to 19 miles. Pedal assist number 4, this should take us to 24 miles steadily, 24.1. Now, if you guys have paid attention, he already almost at what they are claiming that it can do, which is 28 miles an hour. But we did unlock it, and this thing is phenomenal. I got it up to 34 miles an hour, off video of course. So I'm going to do every attempt, guys, to replicate that. Now, the reason this bike is probably able to do that kind of speed is because of all the weight reduction that I mentioned before. So right here, guys, we have pedal assist number 5, and even though it's not a speed, a torquey speed as I call it, this is going to be a gradual speed. As you guys can tell, I'm doing 28 already, 29, and I don't feel stable anymore, so I'm going to stop it at that. But later on in the video, we will continue with the speed test on this e-bike, because it can do up to 34 miles an hour, guys. Very cool. So of course we're going to test these zoom brakes. We're going to do it right about here. We're doing 22, and as expected, guys, zoom brakes are one of the best in the market. So if I had to guess, that took a good average 15-14 feet to come to a complete stop, going at about 22 miles an hour. That's very, very good. Something to mention is that we had the Mozo front forks, and these are made, maybe designed in the USA. It says USA technology, but it is possible that they're made in China. We don't know, but they are claiming that these are from the USA. They have a preload set up here on the top. I'm not sure if you guys can see that, but they have a preload, and then you can lock them and unlock them. So to lock them, you have to make sure they have no pressure whatsoever. You can't be on the bike, and that's how you can lock them and unlock them. You will want to lock them if you're doing on-road riding, and if you're going to do off-road, then you will leave them unlocked. And yeah, guys, so far this has been a very impressive e-bike, especially with that battery. Even though it is a 15 amp hour, which is quite normal nowadays on e-bikes, this one did last a long time. I already have on this e-bike 32 miles, and I couldn't deplete it after doing the 32 miles. Now it is claiming to do up to 55 miles, and I don't think that's going to be the case, guys. As with many of these e-bikes, those are ideal conditions. You have to be very lightweight, you have to be on pedal assist 1, you have to pedal, you have to do all these things to actually achieve those distances. Now, me personally, I can tell you that 9.5 out of 10 e-bikes with these same specifications, all I get is about 28-35 miles at its maximum. So that gives you a nice idea on what to expect. So right here, we are as usual doing a little bit of off-road. This front fork feels very good, very firm, no noises, super quiet, but we don't have that rear suspension. So what that means to you is that if you want to take it easy on your spine and on your tailbone, well, just get a suspension seat from Amazon, and they do help. As a matter of fact, one of these days I'm going to buy one myself just to keep it in between bikes and give you guys my opinion on how it feels after adding the suspension seat post, because right now, guys, it is quite brutal on your back. As you guys can hear from my voice, it is quite brutal having it this way with no suspension on the rear. But as I typically say, the front suspension is doing great, no flaws there whatsoever, and you can adjust it to whatever you like. So that's another plus. Keep in mind, guys, that here we have the horn. This horn is quite loud, and as many electronic horns, it creates that attention. It's much better than having a bell. A bell can be functional, but having an electronic horn, in my opinion, lasts more. I've had many of these little manual bells break on me, especially during transport. So with this e-bike, you don't have to worry about that. It comes electronically, and the front headlight is actually very cool. We don't have turn signals as with other e-bikes, but the light itself is quite bright, and the same thing goes for the brake light. The brake light works perfect, and it is quite common on most of these e-bike guys. So when it comes to the lighting, I am quite happy with it, and overall it is very simple to use. Well, right now what we're going to do here, guys, is go ahead and climb this hill, which has about a 15% or 15 degrees, incline. It is not the most aggressive, but we're going to go around as we typically do, and we're going to do it off-road as well and see if this 750 watt motor is able to withstand it. Keep in mind that this e-bike comes with a maximum load capacity of 400 pounds. So right here we are steadily increasing speed. We're doing almost 13 miles, and that was very easy for this e-bike. So yes, I can see why they're calling it a mountain bike. Not a crazy torque on it, as I've been saying, but for the most part, it will do the job, guys. And I'm not a very lightweight rider. I weigh about 215 pounds, and it's able to do it for me. So right here, we're going downhill, pressing the brakes. Downhill, the brakes are very responsive as well. So there we have it. Okay, so we just did a downhill. Now we're gonna go uphill and see if I don't have to pedal. And so far, I haven't had to pedal. It is getting a little bit lazier here at the end, which is typical. We're doing it at about 5 miles an hour. So you do need a little bit of momentum to be able to climb hills, not helping it, guys. Keep in mind that all of these hill tests that I do are without pedaling. So that gives you a rough idea on what to expect if you help it a little bit. If you do help it, it's going to be much faster climbing, and of course you're not going to put so much pressure on the motor itself. So far we've done today 4 miles since we got to the park, and I still have, according to the display here, I have a full charge still. So right now we're doing 30 miles, 31, almost 32. I don't know if you guys can see that, but I'm just scooting and I don't think you can see the display, but hey, at least we got it to 32 miles an hour on camera. All right. These spoke rims are also lightweight. I noticed it when I was installing the front tire. They're lightweight. And I like spoke rims because they have that flexibility in them. So if you plan to do some hardcore riding, then this is going to be ideal for you guys. That's why I said this is definitely designed more for being a mountain bike. And also, fat tires are much better, as we know, for all-terrain purposes. You can do on-road. They grab the road better. They don't slip as much as thinner tires. It's obvious to say that we have more mass grabbing the road, and that's always a great thing. I remember when I celebrated my daughter's birthday here to my left in that gazebo. Pretty sure you can't see it, but it's right there. Brings a lot of memories, guys. This is what the lights look like when you are on shadow. I mean, it's hard to see it now, but they look very, very good, and they function very well, as I mentioned earlier. The same thing here for the tail light. This is a must, guys. Some states made this legal, so now I've seen more e-bikes actually coming with them. Only a few, very rarely, don't come with lights, but most of them do, and yeah, they work very good. So now what I have done here is that I decrease the pedal assist to 2, just because I want to give the Shimano system here a little test. So this is gear number 1, and it changes very, very quickly. I've only had 2 e-bikes out of all of them that the derailleur was not calibrated properly, and I had to calibrate it myself. There's a lot of YouTube videos that show you how to do that, but this one is okay out of the box. The speed number 2, speed number 3, I can feel it moving as I go along, and it's very fast, and it doesn't clunk or create rattle. And there you have it, guys. 7 speeds like butter. Also, guys, the sensor on the pedals, which I believe this is a torque sensor, it does delay about 2 seconds after you start pedaling to react. So when you start moving your pedals, expect a 2-second delay, but it works very good. And the delay also happens even when you stop pedaling. So it takes 2 seconds to react, and then when you stop pedaling, it takes another 2 seconds to stop moving. About the wiring, I will say they are too exposed for my legs, and they are right below the pedal crank. And that could be a recipe for disaster, in the sense that if you hit something hard at the bottom here, you can cut one of those lines, and who knows what that can affect. I wish that these were integrated inside of the frame, just to make it a little bit safer, especially when you are off-roading. I believe that we have done enough riding today to know what this bike is all about. Well, all I can say is that it has quality components, it has a great battery. Things I didn't like: the seat. The seat is too narrow, and it doesn't have a lot of cushion. I guess that's a normal thing for mountain bikes. Second thing, as always, it doesn't have a rear suspension, and well, that can be fixed with a rear suspension seat and getting a wider seat. I would say this bike is more than perfect. Besides that, I think everything else is great. I love the power behind it. I like the motor, I like the brakes, I like the tires, I like everything else, even how it feels while you're riding. So if you guys are in the market for an e-bike, this is one to consider. It has more pros than cons, and that's what you want on pretty much any product. Keep in mind that Kingbull has been around for quite a while, and they do build good stuff. With this being said, let me know what you guys think down below. Subscribe for more, comment, share, and click on the bell icon so that you don't miss future videos like this.